Good evening, everybody. We've got some great Mario Kart. Wow, I was thinking of another game. Mario Golf Toadstool Tour Any Percent Tournament. This is a round 2 match between Friskiest and MD Mason. I'm be commentating tonight. My name's Rezer, and I'm here with Rhino.
How's everybody doing? Hope we're doing well.
This should be a great match this evening.
Yes, I'm very excited to see this.
I believe we're going to get started very soon. The runners are ready. We're just doing a little bit of pre-game setup. We do have to start from new save files in an any percent run, so we're just getting that all set up, and then we'll kick this off.
So that looks like Friskiest is going to be, if you're looking at your computer screen on the left side, and then Mason is going to be on your right side. So, and it looks like, already just to note, looks like Friskiest is going to be running on the Japanese version. Mason's going to be on the English version.
Yeah, there's a little difference between the two of those. Japanese version is preferred, mostly because of faster loading times and a couple of unique things around different lies. Okay, I believe almost ready for y'all. So the winner of this match actually gets to go against you, Rhino. So you're scouting out the competition tonight, huh?
This is a very good, this is a good opportunity to see the different play styles that will be in the next round.
Absolutely. I expect this to be a pretty close match.
I do too. So it is always good to be able to watch the different play styles of this game, just to give you ideas and strategies you might have never thought of using before.
Okay, the flag is dropped, so to speak, so we'll be getting the kickoff very shortly.
All right, good luck to both the runners.
So do you think anybody is going to run a character besides Waluigi here? I don't remember exactly this. I'm pretty sure Friski's going to play Waluigi. I'm not sure about Mason.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with either of their play styles, but it looks like they're both going Waluigi off the bat, so I would assume they're going to stick with him until they unlock Boo.
Sounds good. All right, both are playing Y, and here we go. So starting off with Lakitu Valley here, there is no wind in this course, so we'll be able to see a lot of very technical shots from these players. With any luck, you might even see a couple of eagle or hole-in-one strats. There you go, right off the bat.
Eagle.
Frisky getting an eagle. Wonderful start.
Yeah, eagle from Frisky and then an accidental replay from Mason.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Gets the birdie, though.
Yeah.
No problem. Just like 2 seconds of time loss for triggering that replay. Not a big deal.
Oh, Risky's going with the 3 club up strategy.
Yeah, you will see that from some of the runners. It is a little faster to pull out the driver, but it is riskier if you miss your marks. As you can see, Friskiest went off the fringe there, so had a tough putt and couldn't sink it. Has to settle for a par. So it's a little bit of a trade-off. If you hit your marks, you're good, but if you miss them, it can really hurt.
Yes, just because of the increased distance, we have just a greater margin of error if you don't hit your impact point, or if you don't hit your distance point when you're using the driver.
Got rain on hole 3. Another bit of bad RNG. It's a lot easier to get hole-in-one strats when it's not raining. I believe there's a backup, but I definitely don't know it. And has to settle for another par.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, Mason picks up a birdie.
Yeah, both the runners, I would imagine, they're trying to birdie every single hole except for their skip holes, especially on the first 2 courses.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point with skipping holes. It is definitely advantageous to have a very low score in Lakitu, mostly because you can skip a hole and not play it, and this saves a lot of time on par 5s. It can be 20-25 seconds around. You will have to incur a double par penalty, so you'll lose 10 strokes if you skip a par 5, but it is worth it in the end if you can afford the strokes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
so someone asked a question in chat, do you determine the winner by score and then time it? No, this is RTA. If there was a little bit of sync difference off the start, don't worry, we will get that adjusted. But yes, this is an RTA run. So the goal here is to get through all 6 courses as fast as possible. You do have to get first place in each course, and time stops. So when you clear the last text box, which essentially it brings up the end game credits.
Right. I don't want to. Obviously, don't want to correct you, Razor. And, you actually don't have to, like, quote unquote win. You just have to tie for the lowest score.
That is a good point. You have to get quote first place, whether it's a tie for first. Doesn't matter.
The game does not care as long as your score is the same as the top one.
Yeah, and first place in a tournament is actually a known fact. It's a specific score cutoff, and those are +6 for Lakitu, +4 for Cheap Falls, and then it goes down by 1 stroke on each course. +3, +3, +1, and Bowser Badlands is an even score is what is required.
Looks like Friskiest is starting to build a little bit of a lead, but we're still nice and early, so there's still plenty of time for Mason to catch up with a couple holdouts if he can.
Yeah, it only seems to be about 1 hole behind. That's not that much. Anything can happen.
That's right. Oh, rough putt for Mason on the par 3.
He saves par though. That's a good thing.
Right.
Definitely want to avoid any bogeys this early.
All right. Looks like Frisky got a good tee shot on hole 9. Looks like he got the right flag. He might be trying for an eagle here.
Yeah, the tee shot on 9 is interesting. Y has barely enough power to get over that first bunker. You do a little trick where you put a little left impact on the ball to cancel out his draw, and that way you get a little bit more distance. The ball ends up going straighter and gives you just enough. Sinking the eagle, very good.
That's right. That's Frisky with 2 eagles on the 9 here. Helps him taking him 9 under through 9 holes. See, it looks like Mason. Oh, Mason barely catches the bunker.
Bit unfortunate. He'll have to play a layup shot. Super Tosser might have rolled him out, but it didn't work out this time. This third shot looks really tricky.
Yeah, well, if he had to miss, it's a good thing he missed on the left side, because with the slice, it helps raise his ball up so he didn't hit that hill. So at least he made it to go forward.
Anything to get you further down the course, definitely.
Right. So I'm not sure if you and Metal touched on this earlier or at all. Would you be able to explain to viewers what happens if you miss in certain directions on the impact zone?
Yeah, sure. I'll explain the whole bar down the bottom of the screen real quick. So it's a 3-button system. You press A to start your shot, then most players hit B to set the power, and then the meter will come back, and you're trying to hit the sweet spot right in the middle of where the meter started from. And if you do that, the ball will go exactly as planned on the simulation line. Nice chip in from Mason there. Yes. If that meter goes past the sweet spot, that's called a hook. And what that will do is it will lower the ball, so it will have less loft, and it will curve a bit to the left. To the right. Do I have it backwards? I always forget these things.
Yeah, a hook it goes to the left, and slice
goes to the left.
Right.
Yes, thank you. If you press the button too early, the mark will be left of that sweet spot, and that was called a slice, and that will give your ball more loft, and it will curve to the right.
Right.
So if you're going to miss, there are better misses in certain situations than other ones.
Yes, they're a very advanced strategy that a lot of the top runners will use. If they know that they need a little bit more height, or if they know that they can lower the ball even more, they'll use that in conjunction with the directional on the ball there on the right of the screen.
Looks like we got a big raid from SpeedGaming, sending 71 viewers over our way. Nice. Welcome, everybody.
Yes, welcome to the second round of the Mario Golf Toadstool Tour 80% tournament.
Mason is skipping hole 13 here, trying to save some time. Definitely has the strokes to do it. With the plus 10 penalty, he'll be at plus 4, so still 2 strokes below the cutoff.
I think I'm trying to do the math real quick. I'm not sure if he has enough to be able to skip a par 3. I don't know if he can skip a par 4 or par 5 anymore. But
it would probably require, I think, an eagle and 3 birdies, and I don't even think that's enough. So I think he's going to be playing out the remaining holes. Frisky just skipped 17, so 2 hole skips. That's going to save some time.
Yeah, Mason with a good birdie on 14. I would argue one of the toughest holes on Lakitu for being the easier course.
Oh yeah, it's almost like a recurring theme. You'll see in this game a lot of hole 14s are just bad.
Yes,
very challenging.
That's the standard. I guess the running joke is that hole 14 on every course here just is not fun. All right, Mason with a good chip in there.
Excellent. And the other thing that makes getting birdies so important in this game is the game will keep track of how many unique holes you've gotten a birdie on. We call these birdie badges. And there's an unlock condition for a character called Boo that occurs when you get your 50th birdie badge. And this character can save some time in the back half of the run on the later courses, mostly because of their longer drive distance. So our players are going to be trying to get that character unlocked as soon as possible. In an ideal situation, the 5th course, Peaches, they will have it. But even if that doesn't happen, getting it for the final course of Bowser Badlands is definitely a time save.
Yeah, I know that you guys touched on it earlier, but Teresa, and her Japanese name is Teresa in that version of the game, but getting Boo, you don't have to have her to be able to have a good time, but it's a good insurance policy, especially for longer holes in Badlands, especially.
It certainly makes some of the holes a lot easier.
So, looks like Mason's going to have to save and restart that hole.
Yeah, seem to have gotten into a little bit of a bad spot here with plus 8. Cutoff is plus 6, so gonna need 2 birdies. Maybe hole 16 didn't go so well. I might have missed that.
I'm not sure if the tricky green on hole 16 affected him or not. It looked like he made 2 birdies in a row. But he'll be trying to get this up to the green.
Frisky's going into hole 4. Seems to be playing birdie golf thus far, which is good.
Yes. Frisky using power off the tee on hole 4, but he's going to the left to go around the tree so that the height of the trees is not going to be a problem for him.
Yeah, that may be a little bit of a faster strategy to land in the rough because the ball rolls less, so you can get off your next shot sooner. Definitely seen some players flirt with that idea.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I've seen Hef do that strategy or not, but the fact that, like you said, it wouldn't roll because of the rough and it's less time through the air would definitely increase its time a little bit by a couple seconds, or decrease its time.
So the Cheap Falls, it's pretty similar to Lakitu. The difference is on some holes you'll now get a little bit of wind, so that's something to take into account. Although it doesn't really affect the players that much this early. But the big difference is the greens have much more slope to them, whereas there are many more flat shots in Lakitu. So your putting starts to get challenged a bit.
Yes, Frisky just made a very good putt in the rain on hole 5 there in Cheap Falls.
And Mason got out of 17. That's great news. We'll still need a birdie on 18 to finish this course, though. Ouch, that tree made that ball go not very far.
Yeah, a little tree trouble there. Always make sure that I aim my second shot on hole 6 here, because sometimes it tends to aim you into the tree if you're not paying attention.
A lot of things to think about. Mason nails the birdie, gets out of Lakitu. Well done.
Frisky with the driver strategy for par 3s, it looks like.
So you'll notice that most of our runners, when they hit their tee shots, they are putting top impact on the ball. As you can see on the right of Frisky's screen, that little dot is on the top of the ball in the lower right corner. What that does is it actually makes your ball have less carry, but it goes has less loft as well, so the ball will land faster. And in this game, you can speed up the rolling animation when the ball's on the ground by holding the A button. So not only does the ball roll less so you can take your next shot faster, but you can speed the game up more by doing that. So you're going to want to do that almost every shot. It saves about a second per shot, I believe.
Yes, and while it doesn't sound like it's a lot, if you do that over the course of however many holes there are, in theory, if you can lower your every single tee shot, then that's minutes on end for your time at the end of the game.
Absolutely. Every second counts.
Alright, looks like Frisky is on his way to the back nine. I think he's still playing birdie golf, or maybe one off.
Yeah, I didn't see which hole he skipped. I assumed it was the par 5. But he's already got one hole skip under his belt, going for another one. Mason picks up a birdie there. Very good. -2 through 2. Strong start.
I don't think we've touched on it yet about this stream. In the bottom right of each runner's screen, you'll see Toad with a percentage sign, and it'll say plus or minus and then a number. And so after you determine your power on the first half up your swing, Toad will move and the number will basically change. It could be plus a percent or minus a percent or 0. And then if it gives you a plus a percent, then whatever preset distance you had, it'll increase by 1%, and so on and so forth. And if it's a negative, then its carry will decrease by whatever the percent is of the number that you just hit.
Yeah, and the range of that percentage depends on your lie. So you get a more consistent shot if you're on, say, the fairway. But if you wind up in heavy rough or a bunker, or even a worse hazard, as we'll see in later courses like Heath or something, that percentage variation can get quite high and really throw off your shot. So something that looks good to you, if you get a bad RNG roll, you will need to make a very quick adjustment, mostly to the impact point of the ball, to try and either add carry or reduce it, depending on what that RNG number ends up being. And sometimes you just get a bad shot and there's nothing you can do about it.
Right, you can plan all you want, but if Toad throws up a plus or minus 8%, depending on where you are, there's not a whole lot you're going to be able to do about it.
Oh, Mason rimmed over the cup. I thought that was going to be an eagle.
It's very good. I think he stepped on the gas. He's trying to catch up a little bit.
Definitely. Seems to be playing quite well in the early holes of Cheap Sheep.
Yep, he's one off birdie golf, but looks like Frisky definitely wants that second hole skip, so he's making up all the birdies that he can.
Skipping the par 3. So yeah, that'll work. That'll bring him to +5, so just need one more birdie on the last 3 holes. Should be doable.
Yeah, 17 will definitely be a birdie hole, and even if you just have bad luck on 16 and 18, he'll be able to get that on the par 5 for sure.
Yeah, 17's actually an interesting hole. You'll see it coming up shortly. You can try and go for an eagle strat by hitting over the trees on the left side and nailing the green. If you short the ball, though, it can be quite risky. Oh, look at that! Hole-in-1 from Mason! Wow!
Oh yeah, he definitely stepped on the gas.
You don't see that every day. Gamer. What a gamer.
Very helpful.
And here you go. Frisky is going for the eagle strats here, hitting over the trees. Looks good. Right, no problem. Super topspin rolls onto the green. That'll be an easy eagle.
Nice eagle. Very well done.
The eagle there is great. He might be kicking himself because he might have been able to skip a par 4 had he known he was going to get the eagle for sure.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to take those chances, especially in a no reset run tournament
Correct.
setting, though. You can get yourself into trouble if you're not careful.
Nice shot.
Hopefully that doesn't happen, because it's not fun.
Nice on.
Yeah, you can sometimes fall into a trap of having to restart a hole once or twice, and then all of a sudden you're 30 seconds ahead and you're now 30 seconds behind.
Guilty. Very guilty.
I am too. It's Frisky is wrapping up here on Cheap Falls. Oh. Be making his way over to Sands.
Yeah, Sands is a little bit more difficult than the first two courses. Obviously, there's a progression here, but it's a desert for a reason. There is sand everywhere. You also see a lot of shots that are going to need impact point adjustments, mostly to curve around some objects. So that sort of mechanic gets added into the game here.
Yeah, there's definitely a noticeable difficulty curve between Cheap Falls and Shifting Sands, for sure, compared to especially Lakitu Valley. The first two courses generally, once runners get enough practice, you don't need to aim your tee shots. You can just kind of steer it with the direction of the ball. But once you get to Shifting Sands, you're going to have to start aiming some of your tee shots before you swing.
Definitely. The other thing you'll notice, I don't think it's very subtle because you don't really see it that often, but on the first hole, if you hit it on the fairway, you'll notice the game gives you like a best drive little pop-up. It is an ideal situation to hit your first shot on a course as far as you possibly can to minimize another future best drive. Every time that pop-up happens, you lose about a second. So it is subtle, but if you hit your first shot like into the rough or something, that doesn't count as a best drive, and you might get more of those pop-ups and it'll slow you down. Just a little bit of trivia for you.
Yeah, that's why you'll see most of the runners on the first tee shots of the course, if they can, they'll just hit a non-flighted drive with power to try to hit that as far as they can. And then from then on, they'll either always lower their tee shot or they'll make sure that they're not using power just to make sure they're not going to risk getting a new best drive box.
Nearly grazing the wall there and bouncing out of the cup. Oh, wow.
That was a very good shot.
that was a crazy shot from Frisky there. So Mason's at -11. Definitely has enough strokes to skip some holes. I'm curious what his plan will be.
Right, hole 13 is usually the standard skip par 5 when you get to the back 9 at Cheap. But
yeah, I believe -12, that can get you a par 5 skip and a par 3 skip.
Correct.
Hole 5 here is a little tricky. This first tee shot, you want to aim for this little, I don't know, patch of grass here. It's not really an island, but you definitely have to aim well to hit it. And if you wind up short, you're definitely not making the green in 2. Because this is quite a launch shot for the second one. Man, look at the accuracy on that. That's amazing. 3 meters from the hole.
Yep, makes the birdie and cleans it up. Looks like he's playing 1 under or 1 behind birdie golf.
Both runners definitely off to a good start. So Mason's continuing to play through Cheap. I think planning to skip probably the last 2 holes. I don't believe there's a par 5 on 16, 17. No, 17 is a par 5. Most people play that course, but maybe Mason's planning to skip it.
Looks like Frisky's going for the shortcut on hole 7 here. Doesn't make the fairway, but if it's semi-rough, he'll be able to clear it still.
Yeah, this is another great eagle strat. You aim left to that island, and even if you miss it, you can just either chip or putt up to a safe position and mostly get a free par. Oh, look at that chip in. Let's go. Let's go.
Very good eagle.
What a wonderful shot. Mason getting a chip in himself. Look at that.
Yeah, this is definitely what you see from higher end runners, that if they miss the green,
Nice shot.
it's going to be a very high opportunity they're going to make their chip shot.
And actually, that chip in birdie for Mason was critical. That actually allows him to skip both 17 and 18. So very nice cheap. Certainly recovering a bit, despite having to reset a few times on lack 2.
I'm not sure if you've covered this already, Razor. There are actually strategies for skipping a hole as fast as you can. It looks like both of these runners, their strategy to skip a hole is to rapidly club down to the putter and then just go for a 1-frame putt. So then that way the ball spends less time going through the air.
Very well done.
Yeah, no, we haven't covered that, and you raise a great point. There's multiple ways to do it. Some people keep out their driver and kind of like hit a very low power shot that ends up duffing, and the ball just kind of flops over. Other people club down real fast to the putter using a little wiggle the stick trick. You kind of wiggle the control stick back and forth on the lower part of it to club down faster. You are required to take a shot on every hole. The game you cannot give up on your first stroke, so that is required to skip over a hole.
Yes, I'm one of those people that I can't rock my finger fast enough to be able to club down to the putter, so I just do the driver strategy. Just try to hit a 1-frame driver. Just let it fly through the air.
Nice shot.
Yeah, definitely. They're both about equivalent. However it works. So the gap seems to wind to about 9 holes, but Mason's hanging in there, definitely. Plenty of time left in this run.
On. Birdie putt.
Frisky with 2 birdie misses in a row.
Nice ball.
That's okay, we can shake those off.
That's right. He still has plenty of room for our par 5 skip.
Nice shot.
And on a lot of these holes, you actually want to aim left, away from the cliff sides. Those can get in your way. They can trip up newer runners. They think they just want to hit the ball straight and go as far as possible, but you need a little bit of distance to be able to curve around some of the objects here. So making sure you remember to do that is very important.
Yeah, straight and distance won't always be the best line for you to take, depending on which hole you're on.
Less is more sometimes, yes.
Nice shot.
So close.
Barely
I
missing
thought
a
that was
chip in.
going in.
Oh, Mason
Got it though.
bounce
Look
dunk.
at that.
Mason with the 1 bounce dunk. Let's go.
Dunks are always fun. Maybe we'll see one, like a straight up dunk. It is possible. They're quite rare though, because if you miss the dunk, the ball's gonna go way past the hole.
That's right. Oh, I almost had a back.
That almost was a hole one.
This is great.
Shot.
Amazing stuff from these runners. So Friskies almost done with sands here. He's doing quite well through the course. Cutoff is +3. So I don't think they're going to be able to get another hole skip.
On.
Right. He would have to make 3 birdies and then possibly he could skip 17, but he would require and then with that miss, that more or less seals it unless he wants to go for an eagle on 18. I don't think he's going to be able to skip a hole again.
Still skipped 13, that Long Canyon one. That is 13, right?
That's always a good hole to skip just because it takes time.
Takes
to aim
so
around
long
there.
to hit around all those that geometry there. It's just not a fun hole to deal with.
Nice shot. Nice
Good tee
ball.
shot there.
Birdie putt.
Oh, another hole in one. Another hole in one.
What is going on here? What? That's 2.
That's 2 hole in ones for
2
Mason.
hole. I think that's the first time that's happened this tournament.
I think you're right. Very cool.
Nice shot.
Let's go. Loving it. Absolutely loving it. So
two
much
holdouts.
clip material tonight. Yeah. Made you saying, clip that again. Clip it again. Oh, that is just awesome. right, hole 18 here. I think we're going to see Frisky try for the Eagle strat. You want to hit this ball as hard as you can. So putting a little down impact and a little bit of left impact on it too, just to get the extra distance.
Yep, he's
Good
got a
lie.
good lie. He'll definitely be going for it.
Yep. So you just hit a driver straight through this, and you kind of hope for the best. Sometimes you can land on the green, but even if you just get close, that's fine. Yeah, this is totally fine. This is a very short chip. Having to maneuver to get into approach distance. There we go. We got
clean
it.
up Eagle.
Well done. So yeah, you saw Frisky had to switch into the blue meter. That is the approach shot. What that does is it caps the shot meter at 60 yards, even if like the club you're using would go way beyond that. So it gives you a lot more fine tuning on how to aim the power on your shot, and it just makes your chip a little bit easier. And I believe you can do that at any time the ball is within 60 yards of the cup. So blooper is when the difficulty really steps up. And the newer runners feel the burn on this course.
Yes,
Or I guess feel the sunburn, so to speak.
Yes, the difficulty curve from shifting sands to blooper is way steeper compared to any course comparison up until this point.
I'd say it goes from maybe like a 4 to an 8 or a 9 very quickly.
I would agree with you. Oh, barely misses the birdie for chip in.
Yeah, so the mechanic that gets introduced in blooper is the fast fairway. You'll see these like bluer patches of grass. If your ball hits one of those, instead of it getting a normal amount of roll, it's going to take off. Just like that, as you saw in Frisky. He just skipped right off of the fast fairway and wound up right into the bunker. So you got to respect it. Understand if you hit that, your ball's going to go way further than intended.
Right.
And especially in the rain too, because the rain kind of makes things way more slick. And if you put any amount of backspin on the ball, it's going to just skip. And ouch, shorted that one. The rain probably did not help.
No, that's like you said. Rain is a very interesting mechanic for this game, and especially when you throw in the fast fairway, you never know what kind of a bounce you're going to get.
Frisky's really struggling here. I thought that layup shot to get out of the rough wasn't even going to go far enough, but turns out he had a lie. Already on stroke 6, so this is a pretty big penalty to swallow. I don't know if I would have just reset the hole or whatnot, but he feels like he has to complete this one, minimize the time loss.
Nice shot.
Looks like you were going to leave here with a 9.
Ouch, +4. That's okay though. I feel confident Friskies can make that up. Possibly get a hole skip too with it, but they'll have to shake that one off. That one hurts a bit.
Right. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough from a mental standpoint to be able to just kind of shake off when you have a high score like that, because you already know that the hole that you want to skip is very unlikely that you're going to be able to skip that, because you're going to have to make up for that mistake and then make up even more strokes to still be able to skip a hole.
Mason realizing here he's at -14, can easily skip this hole and elects to do so. So good heads up play there. It looked like he was going to take a tee shot.
Yeah,
changed
Mason's
his mind.
Playing very well.
Nice on.
The hole-in-one certainly helped.
Yes, Mason's playing birdie golf up until that point. He was 14 under going into the 14th tee box.
Just crushing it.
Right, Frisky's not aiming on hole 5, but it looks like it's going to be good.
It depends though. That ball might roll down the hill. That tree is going to be in the way. Maybe we can get up there. But I think it's going to take 3 shots. Nice synchronization from the 2 Waz there.
Yes.
Go in.
Oh,
Oh
very
no, the
close.
.15. I'm
think
not
Frisky's
sure if
had
that's
about-
the shortest possible without the ball going in. I think it's .15 or .13.
Friskiest had about, I think 2 or 3 of those on blooper bay, where just barely misses rolling in.
Yeah. So Mason skipped 16.
Yep, looks like he's gonna
Oh
skip
no,
17.
double tapped. That's not good.
Oh, that was okay.
We do need a birdie here, between the last 2 holes, and giving up your tee shot's going to make it pretty difficult to birdie this one. So I'm thinking he's going to try and birdie 18.
Yep, straight putt for Mason there and cleans up his par.
Okay. Recovered. We'll need to birdie 18 though.
Nice on.
See if he goes for the, not the eagle line, but a slightly more aggressive line still.
Yeah, this is fine. You can take 3 shots and play safely to get up there.
Exactly.
You will want your 3rd shot to be pretty close to the pin though. The green can be quite scary on 18 for Sands. Oh, get out of that. Get out of that. Okay. This is fine. Rough's okay. Frisky having to deal with horrible conditions on hole 8 right now. That rain. Thankfully the wind's not awful, but his lie is making this 2nd shot very difficult. And look at that roll.
He got a +4 and then a little bit of a tailwind, so he was going to try to ride that all the way up to the back flag.
Nice touch.
Oh, he
made that in the rain.
And Mason did make his birdie, so he's going to get out of Sands with his required 3 over.
Well done. So Mason's entering blooper. They still just... Actually, I think he gained a little bit of time. It was about 9 holes. It's still about 9 holes, so staying even with Frisky through Sands is great.
I'd like to be able to see his time because that was a very fast Sands Classic. I'd like to see if he's at a goal split or not for that.
It definitely seems like it. He's playing extremely well. Let's see more of it.
So it looks like Frisky did the low impact driver strategy for hole 9 and took the cliff completely out of play. So now
Yeah.
Got to worry about covering that.
That's what you do, right? You hit your tee shot short on 9 just to make your 2nd shot a little bit easier.
Right. I started that a couple days ago after I saw Heflex do that. But it makes sense because if it's a 3-shot hole anyway, then you don't need to risk going in that out of bounds if you have a bad wind condition or if you're in that little basin from your tee shot.
Oh, so close there from Frisky. Yeah, that basin off the tee shot right next to the little anchor sand trap. There are tons of what we call pot bunkers throughout blooper, and falling into one of those is basically a guaranteed putt out of it. You're just gonna lose a stroke. End of story. So don't land in those.
Yep, and those pot bunkers are very strategically placed based on where the fast fairways are, because they're planning on you bouncing off that fast fairway and going into those bunkers.
Nice ball.
Course designers, man. Trying to make our life so hard. This is a wonderful 3rd shot from Mason here. Hole 2 on blooper is extremely difficult. Looks like he's got a very simple putt. Well done. You'll love to see it.
Frisky only has 6 holes left, but he does have only 2 power shots left. So he'll need to make sure he doesn't lose that.
Chat joking that I'm a course designer. Yes, I'm a course designer. Another hole in one.
Another hole in one by Mason.
Another hole in one. This man cannot be stopped. That's 3.
That's 3 hole in ones by Mason.
When is the YouTube compilation? This needs to happen.
That's some incredible skill and incredible inputs getting a hole in one, especially on the advanced courses in the game.
Wow.
Alright, Frisky's dealing with a tough lie on his 3rd shot on hole 13. So he's not going to be able to go.
That's the smart heads-up play there. Realizing I have a bad lie, it is super risky to try and go to the green. Just play a layup shot, get safe. Don't chance it and lose more time.
Putt.
Oof. That's rough to hit a hole in one and then immediately bogey the next hole.
Yeah, he's going to want that one back.
Bummer. And then gets smacked with rain on hole 5. not fun.
Yeah, hole 5 is tough enough without rain. Then you put that on top of it.
Yeah, not gonna get there. Just have to play a shot close. Do not hit that tree.
You know,
Okay.
Razor, I don't want to jinx it, but I haven't seen Mason get the garbage lie on the English version yet.
Let's.
Oh, with a nice
chip in.
chip
Let's
in.
go. You trying to jinx this guy? Slow this man down? Never gonna happen. The game's not gonna allow it.
Game is trying to give him the RNG blessing.
This is just a sight to see. But yeah, you're right. The English version does have those terrible lies on fairway sometimes. Hopefully that does not pop up, but Blooper is notorious for bad
Oh
lies.
no!
Oh, that is one of the unluckiest bounces I've ever
Oh.
seen. Oh, what did he hit?
It looked like he hit the downslope on the rough, and he had backspin, so that
And
just
it-
accentuated it.
Oh,
But
man.
getting out of there with a bogey after that is it could have been a lot worse. That's for sure.
Nice shot.
Yeah, I don't know if Frisky, I don't know if they actually skipped a par 3 or something. I would think so, just based off the skill level, but I've seen some unlucky holes.
That's a very
That's a
good
good
second
shot,
Very good. Have a tap in birdie. Oh,
Oh.
this is the birdie. Oh,
Misses the knee knocker.
oh.
Mark that one off your bingo card. Actually, I don't think that was within a meter, but close enough. At least it feels like it. Jeez. Okay, a little hard on the tee shot on 17. This downhill putt can be tricky, especially given the length. Yeah, it doesn't get it. So Frisky is rocky right now, allowing Mason probably to catch up. I'm thinking. He's on hole 8 though.
Nice shot.
Yeah, I think we're still about 9 holes apart. But Frisky with a safe tee shot on hole 18, which is arguably the most important part of this hole, is getting in the fairway off your first.
Yeah, trying to negotiate around that tree. Bottom left impact helps a lot. Good move. Is Mason trying to shoot over
Yes,
hole
he is.
9? Yes, he is.
So it looks like he gets
Plenty
his
of
impact,
distance.
so he'll be over.
It doesn't land near the green though, but this is a much closer approach shot. We can do things with this even though we're in the bunker.
Oh, that's
Meanwhile,
rough.
Frisky has to pull out
That
the
is a
putter.
pot bunker.
Yep. It's a good tool to have though. If you're in trouble, the putter is usually the answer.
Yes, it is. It is a very reliable tool to keep in the bag of your escape shots.
New course unlocked.
Alright, Frisky's finishing up Blooper here.
And Metal makes a very good point. I haven't been able to watch too many of Frisky's runs, but has he been practicing with Waluigi for PCG?
I have no idea, but he does not have the required birdie badges to use Starbu here, so it is what it is. There may have to be some improv if he's not practiced on that character. How many
Mason
birdie
with
badges
another.
does Mason have?
Mason has to have a lot. I'll try to.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
watch
he's
for
doing.
that on the next one.
Oh, he's got a straight shot, no deviation on his impact, so this should be close.
Is this gonna bounce in? Oh, it was almost it. Maybe a little bit of topspin might have done it.
Nice shot.
Oh, did not have enough break. Did not aim enough break on that.
That's unfortunate.
Frisky
Yeah,
is-
you gotta adjust for those heavy break greens and either hit
Frisky-
the ball a little harder or
Bogey.
something.
Yeah, Frisky with a bogey on his first hole for PCG.
Maybe he's not used to playing Wah. He's a little, still showing some rocky results. Hopefully he can settle down and sink some birdies.
Yeah, the biggest thing for Peach's Castle Grounds and for Bowser Badlands once we get there is finding the fairway. off the tee.
Mason has 46 birdie batches through
He
12
still has
holes.
6 holes to play, doesn't he?
He
7 holes
has,
to play.
yeah, through 12.
So he
What?
may be in the position where he might get to blooper 18 and have 49 birdie badges, and then he'll need to decide if he wants to try to unlock Boo for PCG, or if he wants to take the whole skip.
Yeah, interesting decision. Personally, I just take the whole skip.
I do too.
It's a free 25 seconds.
Chip in. Nice.
All right,
You don't
Frisky
even
with a
have
good
to
chip
play.
in.
Good chip in there, yes, from Friskiest.
Gets out of mount much more with a birdie. That's always good. Mason's about to add another birdie to his tally.
All right. So, let's see. He's at minus 10. Wow. It's 12 strokes to play with. That's 2 par 3s. So I'm thinking maybe par 3, par 4. Or maybe just save up for skipping 18. Hopefully you get 50 birdie badges in the meantime.
Exactly.
So Frisky played 3 to the bunker here. Let's see who gets the chip in for birdie.
Oh,
nice.
he does.
Well done.
Very nice.
Very well done.
So we haven't mentioned this yet, but the new mechanic on Peaches is the warp pipes. You really only see them on a few courses. It's like the first hole is probably one of the most known ones, as well as the 18th hole. There's a couple in between where you can hit some warp pipes, but those just yeet your ball to a different spot.
Yeah, looks like Frisky's gonna have to lay up here. He missed the fairway in the deep rough.
Yeah, good choice in the rain. The struggles continue, or at least it seems that way. Mason has a short chip here. Get for a birdie. Doesn't get
it's barely
it.
short.
That's heart-wrenching, especially when you're so close to getting Boo. Every one of those is critical.
Yes, and then you have the conflict and decision to make, where if you want to think about playing fast, or if you want to think about getting a lower score, because getting a lower score doesn't always necessarily mean you are playing faster.
I think an early Boo is not in the cards anymore when you land in that pot bunker on
Yep,
16.
that
That thing ruins a lot of runs. Just puts the brakes on if you're having a good time. So the shot from Frisky here, he got a bad lie. It's a little scary if you... He was flirting me with the idea of using the driver, but I think the forward
Right.
power is way safer.
Yeah. So hole 7 on PCG is almost a guaranteed birdie. It's kind of scary at first when you look at it, but that green is very, very forgiving as long as your distance is okay.
And then hole 8 here, this will be a tough one. Got a good lie though. Just the elevation changes make this hole very difficult for beginners. But
sure.
seems to be getting up there just fine. And
Okay,
Mason
Mason
is
gets given.
ending blooper with that hole skip on 18. Well done. Great blooper.
That was a very good blooper for him.
So he appears to have picked up a hole in terms of distance. Right?
Yes,
It's
he was
It's
9 or
definitely
10
we're
behind.
definitely starting to see the gap being closed here.
I don't know if Mason has predominantly been playing with Waluigi on PCG either.
Well, they're both on even ground. Nobody has the character advantage on this run.
Right, Frisky has a very tough second shot into this green. Okay, that's very
That's
good.
wonderfully played. Tough putt though.
Yeah, a par on 9 is usually okay.
I don't know if maybe that ball needed to be hit harder. He missed inside, so I would think maybe that was just an aiming issue.
Oh, a very good birdie by Mason on the first hole.
Nice shot.
So I'm actually curious. Do you think Blooper is harder than Peaches in this game?
I do, 100%.
I would also tend to agree with that. I think there's more traps in Peaches. Excellent chip in there
Yes,
from
very good
Frisky.
chip in.
I think there's more traps, but on Peaches. But I think the greens are much better to deal with. You don't have these insane putts. It's more, can you get to the green without in regulation? That's kind of the challenge.
Yes, for Blooper, there's a lot more. I feel like there's a lot more danger from Blooper off the tee. I don't know what happened there to Mason. Did he double tap by
A,
accident?
and he just double tapped A and did the auto shot for like a quarter of the meter. Oof.
Right, but I think my personal opinion is that Blooper is a lot more difficult off the tee. But Peaches Castle Ground, the troubles lie more around the green. But if you hit a decent tee shot, then you don't need to worry about what's around the green, because you're not going to normally have to deal with it. So you can just usually go over the problems.
Definitely. Rhino with the deep insight here.
So it looks like Mason's having a little bit of a rough time setting up his layup here. He went right underneath that hill.
Yeah, the geometry seems to be messing with him. Anytime you're kind of in like a low part of the fairway, or like I call it like a divot, it can be difficult to elevate the ball.
Oh, don't do it, Mason. Don't do it.
Okay. He was thinking about trying
we got
to skip
plus 3.
off
Let's
that.
go.
All right. No problem. Hits it a
All
little
right.
hard, but gets there. That's all
Dry
that
land
matters.
is what's important.
Nice on.
If you're dry, you can play. That's the big thing.
Nice birdie.
All right, Frisky with a good birdie.
Frisky's at 49 birdie badges through 13. Just needs one more birdie. Sure, he'll get it.
All right, looks like Frisky might be trying the high 3-wood strategy here, just to not worry about any of the pipes.
That's what I do. I don't like piping it up. I
Neither do-
keep clean.
Yep, neither do I. I don't want have to do any pipes on this hole.
Not going for the pipe. Nope, no thank you.
This is on a very good line. This gets up there.
Nice
Yep,
on.
he's got a very good putt. And Mason with another birdie.
Wonderful.
Nice birdie.
That does put him at 51, so he definitely has unlocked. Oh, looks like both the runners now have boo for Badlands.
Double boo. You love to see it. Let's go.
All right, hole 15.
Nice shot.
It's the toughest tee shot on this course. It looks like up, and Mason
Mason,
with the
I
bad
think,
bounce.
overshot. Yeah. Or did he? Is that the hole where you if you hit that, the green looks like a mushroom. If you hit the fast fairway, you're
Yes,
in real
that
danger.
is. Yes, there's that little patch of fast fairway in front of the green on hole 6, where if you're trying to play for a bounce and then backspin, if it hits that, it just sends it flying over the green.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Looks like you didn't respect the fast fairway. It can definitely trip up people.
Yeah, there is a strategy where you aim slightly left to try to give yourself more of a clearance between the fast fairway and the green. I'm not sure. Oh no! Oh, Mason with the duff.
Yep, that's going straight in the water.
Oh, that's rough.
A lot of out of bounds shots, unfortunately.
Yeah, hole 7.
And this is a precarious shot too. Toad giving him -4. Uh-oh.
Oh,
I think that might
no.
be in the water too.
Yep,
Yep.
-4 with the
Ouch.
hook. That didn't have a chance.
And this looks like it's going to be a triple bogey.
Nice.
Oof.
Chip in.
Frisky with a chip and birdie on 16.
Very well done.
-9 can skip 18. So I
Yes.
think that's what he was going for. So it's there. Just need to par this one. How about we hole in one? Nope. No luck this time.
It's a very difficult green, but it looks like he's going to have a decent second putt. So even if he doesn't make the birdie, that's okay. He still has his hole skip on 18.
Yep. So, a little bit of a rocky start in Peaches, but Frisky gets through this just fine.
Yep. It's always a good feeling for a walk-off give up on the last hole.
Definitely. So going into Badlands with Boo.
Yes,
And this is where the difficulty gets borderline insane. The game throws a lot more mechanics at you, more things to think about. You got bombs, you got the womps, chain chomps, lava. It's pretty dire course, don't you think?
Yes, and then you add that with Boo's. Since the star players have less control off the tee and on their impact points, so magnify any slice or hook greater than what you would normally get with Waluigi.
Chat caught me. I hyped up my course. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Any deviation in terms of your shot timing gets magnified with a star character just because they have less control. So you really need to be hitting sweet spots on your shots, or you can get into trouble fast. I was trying to learn Boo strats the other night, and I quickly understood why you need to respect this character.
Yes, it's Boo can be a very powerful weapon to use, but it can also be a very difficult challenge if you're not used to it. Looks like Frisky gets the boardwalk bounce, and he is safe, so he has a very short approach shot in the green here.
Yeah, it's a good strategy to try, just to try and get as close to the hole as you can. It can make that second shot almost trivial, and getting an eagle on 2 is a wonderful thing. Still, it's pretty much a free birdie if you get the boardwalk strats.
Correct. All right, he's going to be hitting a low flighted tee shot here on 3 with some topspin to try to bounce it off the brick wall to give him a good lie in the fairway.
Yeah, great shot there.
Yep, that's exactly what you want to see. You want to see a good lie, and then in the middle of the fairway patch, so you can get around the tower.
Depending on where this winds up, we could see an eagle. Oh no, bouncing off the tower. It's okay, but this is not fun. I would almost use a power shot here.
Okay. I don't know if he may have tried to slice that on purpose to give him the extra height, but that definitely was very helpful if he did.
Good idea. Ooh, okay, Mason rolled
out. Flirting with the chomps.
Yep. they were eyeing his ball.
Fun fact, if you hit one like with a line drive, they turn red.
Yeah, don't make the dogs angry. They don't like that. I think it'd be funnier if they like broke off the chain and like ran you down, but thankfully they don't do that.
That may have been ahead of the GameCube's capabilities before the when the game came out.
It's Mason on the back half of Peaches here at -1. Seems to be doing fine. Maybe skipping 17 is possible, but it seems like he just wants to get through the course as quickly as possible. Seems to be spending a lot of time setting up his shots. Maybe be better off trying to do that a little bit faster.
Right, like we said, a lower score doesn't necessarily mean that you're playing faster, and especially if he's unlocked. If he's unlocked, Boo, then that's a very good putt by Mason.
Fantastic putt.
So that the playing better doesn't necessarily mean playing faster, especially now you don't need to worry about getting your birdie badges. It looks like Mason might be going for a pipe here.
The green pipe, interesting. The trouble with that shot is he had a tailwind, so that's going to make the ball go lower than you think, and he ended up undershooting it. The good news is we can still play the second shot directly into the pipe, so it's not that bad.
That's right. While Mason is navigating through the pipes here, Frisky did activate one of the Womps animation because his ball stayed in the shadow, and then the Womps basically drop down and give you the ±8% lie in the fairway.
Yeah, I don't want to do that, but didn't seem to have hurt him.
No, a lot of times, especially with Star Boo, even if you get in a bad lie, you have enough power you can clear. You can still progress the ball forward a decent way. So it's usually just a waste of time just having to watch the animation of it, but it doesn't usually actually affect the shot.
The hole 7 giving Frisky a little trouble. That pin is just awful, frankly. I can't think of a good tee shot off of it.
Oh, rain on hole 8 is a bad time.
Eek. That's like the one thing you really don't want on this course because you're trying to eagle this hole.
Oh no.
Is that going OB?
Oh, it
Right
hit
off
your
the back
horn.
of the hair.
It hit the back of Razor's horn.
Yep. Ouch, I felt that one.
I have a
You know what
headache
happens
tomorrow.
when you do that. I throw your ball in the lava.
It looks like Mason's getting out of there with another birdie.
Just needs to get through this course, get into Badlands as fast as he can. Try and gain some ground. His Frisky seems to be given opportunities.
Nice shot.
Hole 16 is awful with a bad lie off the tee shot.
Right, especially if you don't. If you either have to advance the ball far enough so that the mushroom is no longer in your line of flight, or you have to make it go out to the right so that way you can just go around it instead.
Yeah, that shows you how steep that that patch of fairway up to the green is. He had super topspin on it, and the ball just went up and went right back down.
Frisky takes a bogey on hole 8, but that's pretty good after going out of bounds.
Definitely keeping going, keeping his foot on the gas. This approach, that front pin can be a little tricky, but no problem. Good birdie from Mason on 17. We'll have to play 18 though. I think he's got power shots left. Yeah, 3, no problem. We can get through this.
So there. All right, Frisky's making his way to the back 9 for Badlands. Razor,
Yeah,
would you agree? Would you agree that the back 9 is more difficult than the front 9?
Absolutely. The back 9 of Bowser's is some of the hardest holes. I would say 17 and 18 are probably 2 of the hardest holes in this game.
Yes, I would agree with you. 17 is, I would say 17 is the hardest hole in the game.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. If you have to birdie 17, you're in a dire situation. So hopefully we don't get into that. There's a lot of holes that have very unique designs to it, like this one here where you're just hitting to an island, or 12 coming up where you have this high ground, low ground thing. Oh, go in, go in!
Very good tee shot.
Dang.
That's good. A birdie on 11 is
Birdie
very
on 11 is
huge.
huge. It's very easy to short the ball and wind up in the water, overhit it, wind up on the back half of the bunker, or even short it but still remain on the platform and still have a horrible chip. The Sam points out that what about blooper 2? I would also say blooper 2 is one of the most difficult holes in this game.
I would agree. Blooper 2 is difficult. I think the biggest thing, if you want to play that hole, if you don't want to just give it up, is giving yourself a decent third shot into the green. If you can do that, then it's usually a lot easier.
Definitely.
Whereas the margin of error for your tee shot on 17 at Badlands is it's so much greater.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great putt by Mason to birdie hole 1, starting off on a strong foot.
All right, looks like Frisky's gonna have a good tee shot here.
Hopefully gets a good lie. That's going to make the second shot through the fence a lot better. Okay,
Yep.
Good. We got that.
Good lie. All right, Mason gets the boardwalk bounce,
Nicely done.
but I don't think it was the boardwalk that he may have wanted to go.
He was aiming under the right side. So I guess he was quite a safer shot. Makes sense.
All right, Frisky with an eagle putt here, just barely grazes by.
That's okay. Birdie is fine on 13.
Yes.
Anytime you don't hit the fence, it's a good thing. Synchronized fade outs.
Nice shot.
Mason's not lowering his tee shot, but he did reduce the power a little bit, so...
Oh no.
Oh no!
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
need
the
to
thing
lower
about that
tee
wall
shot.
is you want to hit the center of it.
Yes.
If you hit the left side, it doesn't bounce off, it rolls up. And when it rolls up, it's probably rolling off.
Chip in.
Alright, Frisky
Yeah,
with a
there you
very
go.
nice birdie putt.
So Mason hits the retry shot. You couldn't ask for a better example of why JP is better. I must have missed something. Did Mason finally get the bad lie?
I'm not sure. I think it was when the I think it might have been the transitions between the two characters between the shots.
Oh, okay. The loadings, of course.
And
Silly me.
Just like the tee shots, where if you lower it, it saves you a second. You add that up with every single shot in the game, and that's minutes on end for your run.
Yeah, JP saves about 2 minutes through all of that.
All right, looks like Frisky is going to be playing out 16. Probably going to be going for the skip on 18.
Yeah, honestly, magically eagles this. I think it'd be a very, very risky decision if you birdie this, you elect to skip 17 and birdie 18 to go with it. I think that would be that would be confidence if that is what the choice is.
I would not want to have to rely on a birdie on 18 to be able to finish the tournament.
Yeah. So I believe he'll play 17, but we'll see.
Have both of us had to do it? Yes. Do I want to do it? No.
No. Mason.
Shot.
Yep. Tried to go for the one frame, did not hit his marks. Who knows where the heck that ball wound up?
All right, Frisky is going for the thwomp strategy.
Splat.
So I don't know if that lie. Nope, it's not gonna affect him.
Starboot can do anything. So put some loft on the ball, probably to reduce some carry. Maybe slow this down. I don't know. It's fine though.
Right, he may have just been playing for the par, just because he doesn't need that birdie anymore.
And with that, we'll be able to give up 18, and that will be GG's.
We'll have the walk-off give up for Frisky on his last hole.
So 104.10. I'd say that's probably an average time for Friskiest. His PB, he actually just got sub-hour, so a little bit of a rocky game, but got through it, got the dub.
Yep,
well
that's
done.
right.
Frisky saying I was a bit off my game today. It doesn't matter as long as you get through it.
Yep, that's right.
And Mason's not that far behind on hole 7. So, kept going strong throughout this whole thing. We'll see him finish up here. But still, the talk of this one is 3 hole-in-ones.
Yes, we're gonna have to.
We'll have to get some thoughts on that.
So, Friskies, do you still have time to do some commentary when Mason's done, or do you have to leave still?
Hopefully we can get them in here for some quick commentary.
Right, I hope so too.
I would love to discuss this one. Game's thinking, okay, there we go. Finally loads the next shot. It seems like, okay, we're fine. Hit the sweet spot, no problems on this shot.
It's a little bit of a rough lie, but he's got front flag, so that's gonna help him. Alright, it's a very easy chip. We'll be trying to make this one. There we go.
I'm trying to figure out how to get the game audio switched over. Bear with me for a minute. You can cover me, right, Rhino?
Yep, I got you. Alright, Mason's going to be teeing off here. He needs to give himself ample power to be able to clear the pit of despair, so he has a decent second shot in, but does not want to hit the bob-omb, so he makes the fairway. So that's his first mission has been accomplished. And now with the second shot here, you have to be careful you don't hit either the roof or the jaw of Bowser to make sure that you're good. And it's a very easy putt for Mason's birdie. He cleans that up. Alright, so hole 10 here got a bit of a headwind, but Gonna power up here. Hopefully negates that out. Oh no. Nope, that slice and then the wind pushed it over. And then it goes in the water hazard.
I think we're still doing okay on stroke count, though, right?
Right, so since he's still 1 under, he still has a little bit of breathing room. I probably didn't want to give up that breathing room already, but he's still got a little bit. And gets the womp animation. Just to put salt in that wound a little bit. Almost makes the hole upper par. That would have been a very good escape. Alright, so Mason is even with 8 holes to play. Alright, coming to 11. The main goal is just to get onto the island. Don't need to get it close, just needs to not go out of bounds.
Yeah, just gotta get through this course without any more damage.
Alright, par on 11 is fine. Alright, here on hole 12, the plan is to try to stop it between the bob-omb and the canyon wall so that you still have a decent lie. So semi-rough, he should be okay still. As long as it's not in the thick rough, he'll be okay. And -1 puts on a little topspin to make sure he gets there.
I'm still trying to figure out this audio thing, and I'm sorry.
Oh, all good.
It appears I should have gotten a link to something and I didn't, so that's the problem.
No worries. So Mason with another par there. Rain on 13 is not good, so he will be. I don't think he's going to be going for the middle part, so he's going to play this as a 3-shot hole. It looks like. I've never seen this strategy where someone just goes through that gap in the fence.
Certainly unique. Whatever works, you know.
Now, had that stayed in the fairway, do you think he would have just hit a sweeping hook around Bowser's statue?
Can you get an angle from there? It might be possible, but
if that was the plan, then
difficult.
I've never thought of that before.
I think the rain might ruin it, to be honest. Oh, okay.
Here's the fence.
I got real worried there. I thought that was going to smack off the front of it.
And gets a good birdie on 13, especially in the rain. That's getting one back. Alright, is Mason going for the upper tier strategy? Looks like it.
That's a new one. I don't think I've seen that this tournament, so I'm actually curious to see how this works out. It's pretty difficult up there.
So if he keeps the driver, he's got a... Well, okay, good. He clubbed down to 3. Had he stayed with the driver, he would have had a one impact frame. But
is there any risk of hitting that overpass, going top path? I would think it's there. Uh-oh.
All right, with the disappointing out of bounds.
Yep, that's not good.
So,
we need to contain the damage here. We don't want more than a bogey.
No, you don't want to have to rely on getting birdies in the last 3 holes. If you can just try to hold on with pars, that's okay too. So he's going to need at least 1 birdie.
Do we take the double here? I guess we do.
Yep.
I think we can make up the stroke on 16. Seems possible.
Yes, 16. It might take a little bit of time, but yes, he can.
Or we get it
his
here.
Birdies will be there.
Wouldn't that be nice? Birdie 15. Although this hole is notoriously difficult, I would think.
Yes, this is a rough second shot.
You have to hit over this wall here. Boo makes it a lot easier. I struggle whenever I have to use wah on this course to get to the green in 2. This looks like no problem. In fact, it went a little far.
This might be a chip in. Yes, very good chip in. Gets his birdie early.
Boom.
Well done.
Okay, that takes the pressure off a little bit.
Yes, so you don't need to make a hero shot.
Just got to par out, as Sam points out.
All right, the first shot here is the tougher of the two. As long as you get in the fairway, you're pretty open. As long as you don't run up the swamp on your second shot. You just has to steer this ball to go around him a little bit, but should be okay.
The swamp wiggling his arms there. I have no idea if that changes the hitbox of it. I would think it does.
You would think that it's no longer a stationary hitbox anymore.
Yeah, that might be a question for Metal Yoshi. I've never tested that.
Metal has said though that the pipes that the piranha plants are in, you can get the pipe lie. You can actually get a whomp lie if it somehow magically sticks on top of them.
Okay, I got the commentator controls. There you go.
All right, Mason also went for the upper patch strategy, so that's good. Oh no, another double tap by Mason. All right, Mason's not going to try to save this one. He doesn't want to have to par or birdie 18. He wants to have a little bit of pressure off once he goes into that one.
Yeah, definitely good choice to reset the hole.
I have to ask him about that because I've counted at least 4 double taps. Maybe if he needs a new controller. I know I had that problem earlier today when I was putting.
So I think we're going to get Friskiest in comms as Mason finishes up the last 2 holes here.
Oh no. Mason got the bad. He got the -7.
-7? Ouch. Right into the lava. Yeah,
Alright,
definitely
even retry
need
this
to hit the undo button. Try again. A little bit of struggles at the very end of the run.
Yep, that's just the difficulty with the swamp lie. That plus or minus 8%. It's just the game's mercy at that point. Oh, and he goes right by it. I think that might have been his original strategy. I don't know why it gave him a driver.
That's a wonderful shot.
Did it give him a driver because he's so close to the swamp?
I don't know. Like, what happened? Like, that recommended shot was very odd.
I think it was too close to the swamp.
Interesting. I can safely say I've never seen that before.
All right, he's going around it.
Just gonna hit a long bomb. Try and get to the back half of this front section here. You can make green. It's a long shot, but it's definitely very possible. Oh, but you got a bad lie. That tailwind scares me.
Okay, he has a little slice to get up there. Okay.
Yeah, no problem. All right. Whew.
All right, let's get out of here with either a chip in.
Par's fine.
Par's fine too. Let's get out of here. Go to 18.
Nice par.
All right. Do you think Mason's gonna club up to the driver, got middle flag, or is he just gonna go for a center?
No wind. Maybe he wants to have a little fun and try and get another hole in one. I think that's what he's doing.
It looks like he's lining
He's setting up for a dunk.
He wants a dunk.
He wants a dunk.
Oh, that's a center impact.
Oh, he got -1. Uh-oh. I don't think it's going in now. Could you believe it? No.
Nice on.
Some super backspin might have done it.
He was definitely lining it up.
He wanted the 4 birdie. Excuse me, the 4 hole-in-ones.
Nice par.
That would have still 3 hole-in-ones on the day is quite impressive.
Hey, GG's got through it.
Yep, GG's
Friskiest
everybody.
pulling out the victory. Hopefully we can get both of these runners in here for a short interview. I know
Right.
Friskiest has to go pretty soon, so maybe we'll get a few comments in.
Yeah.
So how do you think the match went? What are your initial thoughts on it?
I think Frisky definitely. I can see the sub-hour PB like in the way that he was able to play. I think just having to adapt to playing as Waluigi for PCG may have thrown him off a little bit, but it looks like he did handle that very well.
Yeah, definitely. It seemed like the first half of the run for Frisky was very strong. The back half kind of tapered off a little bit, but he got through it. And Mason was just full of surprises the entire time. Yes. Like everywhere you turn, you're like, whoa, what just happened?
All right, I see. Looks like Frisky might be in here. Can you hear us, Frisky? I need to turn his
I'm
microphone.
picking up his game audio through the Discord, I think.
He might need to turn his microphone back on.
Yeah. Just bear with us a second as we get this figured out. But yeah, for the most part, I was very impressed by both runners. They had a lot of moments of glory.
Yes, the skill is definitely there for both of them.
Yeah, I expect to see some great times from Mason as he practices a bit more, particularly in the final course where he had a little bit of struggles, but the amount of birdies he got in the early game is just astounding. Like nearly getting booed by Peaches. There's plenty of potential there.
Yeah, and then on top of the accidental double taps that he had, those definitely, especially when the double taps go into out of bounds or go in the water instead of just wasting a shot, that compounds the problem.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when that happens. You just have to shake it off, get the jitters out. I am trying to get Mason in here. I think he didn't get a link, so I'm sending him one.
Okay. All right, looks like I see him.
Ah, there we go. Okay.
All right. Friskiest might need to roll. He said 12:30 might have been his cutoff time.
Yeah, so we're not going to be able to get some commentary from him, unfortunately, but that's okay. I think we got Mason in here.
Yeah, it looks like.
Hey, Mason, can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you.
There we go. Hey. Well, GG's.
GG's Frisky, sorry.
Yep, GG. Good job, Mason.
Crazy run. I think the talk of the town is 3 hole-in-ones.
Yeah, that was
3 hole-in-ones. Wow.
surprising.
Now we.
Because I got 1 hole and run in each of my first 2 runs. On Bowser's 11 the first run, and then Peach's 17. And after that, I didn't get a single hole in one for like a long time. I maybe only gotten like 5 hole in ones ever.
So we saw you going for the 4th on 18. Were you lining up for a dunk?
Yeah, I mean it was earlier, so.
That would have been epic. I thought it was going to happen. It looked very close. So how did you think your run went? You got a lot of early birdies, is what I noticed.
Yeah, I think Lakitu was really bad, but that was basically my only warm-up, was just doing Lakitu, because I haven't done a speedrun of the game since, I think I did one the day before Super Rush came out. And I just hadn't had any time to just even touch the game, so...
Yeah, it's very difficult playing it cold after a long period of time.
Yeah, but I feel like I got, pretty much down to where I was, because I don't know any like eagle strats. I don't know any routes. I just kind of wing everything. So
Yeah, Mason, can you walk us through what was happening on hole 17 at Bowser?
I think I normally go to that spot. I don't know. I haven't done the whole. I think actually with Boo, I probably take the outside line, but that just looked like the safer play, but it ended up not being. So.
Okay.
With the -7, I should have like reacted maybe and tried low impact. I don't know if that would have worked, but
Was your close proximity to Thwomp why your fairway shot, it gave you the drive for only 118 yards?
yeah. So
That's right. We were wondering what was going on. It's like he had the best lie he's had, and he can only hit it this far.
yeah, so that was kind of rough, but it is what it is. My game was over by then. Just turned what could have been like an 8-minute loss into a 12-minute loss, but.
Right. Are you having controller issues? Because we saw a couple double taps.
No, that was just me being distracted.
Okay.
One from having such a bad Lakitu and basically just being out of the, just at best holding par with him the rest of the run,
Okay.
And then also just a lot, yeah. Just starting this run like immediately and not really having enough time to get the setup the way I like it. So I think I was also listening to the race. I don't know if that affected it. We'll have to see. I don't know how. Because I like seeing where the race is at. That gives
For
me
sure.
helps me know. I mean, kind of just play the same way no matter what. Just kind of go for it all, winging it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you looked pretty good through cheap sands and blooper. You're definitely hitting a lot of birdies. Were you aware your badge count was like creeping into the high 40s near the end of blooper?
Yeah, I've gotten Boo before Peaches before, so
Nice.
a few times. My PB doesn't have it, but I have. It's it is something I can shoot for, especially after that sands. But yeah, I was just kind of. I think maybe I got too nervous at the end of Peaches or end of blooper.
Gotcha. Well, hey, it was definitely well fought, and a bit unlucky this time, but hey, it's a double elimination tournament. I expect to see great things from you in the future matches. I'm sure you'll do
I'm definitely
quite
hoping
well.
to put in some more time. I feel like a 105 is a pretty reasonable goal for me without having to put like an insane amount of effort in. Just have to do some runs. So, I mean, even there, like, I don't know, I probably lost just Lakitu and Bowser time loss alone. Felt like I could have PB'd without that. So,
Gotcha.
Also, I think, does Friskiest now have the best PB of anyone in the tournament?
I believe so. Sub hour is quite the time for this tournament.
So I definitely, expect to be competitive and hopefully make a loser's run. I'm certainly not holding out my chances just yet.
Any last thoughts on the match?
Thanks for commentary, restream. I was late on the Sunday and I was a few minutes late as well, so I appreciate everyone sticking around.
Absolutely.
Not a
I had a
problem.
wonderful time. I certainly enjoyed commentating with Rhino here.
I did enjoy it, Razor. I did.
All right. There'll be more Mario Golf Toadstool Tour action in the coming week. Check out the challenge page for the current tournament standings. You can do that with !MGTT. Let me do that real fast. Oh, somebody beats me to it. There you go. That's where you can find the latest tournament updates. So we'll, I don't know when our next match will be, but I guarantee you it will be scheduled quite soon. So I'm looking forward to them. We'll be getting into round 3 as well as doing some of the loser bracket. So more action to come. With that, I think we'll wrap up here tonight. So thank you all for stopping by. I had a wonderful time.
Yep. Thank you, everyone. Just take care and be safe.